What's going on, guys? Mr. T here to bring you some more content on NTG. Thanks for joining me. Really appreciate everybody's support, allowing me to do this, and what we're going to talk about today. Decided to start doing some topics that I felt everybody would be interested in, and me personally, I have a lot of interest in this one. So, what we're going to talk about is Secret Lair. If you guys haven't seen yet, they announced yesterday the Secret Lair Marvel Super Drop. So super exciting. That was at New York Comic Con 2024, and they are oh man, it's if you haven't looked at the cards yet, don't worry. We're gonna do that here real quick. And if you guys are just joining the channel, of course, don't forget to subscribe. But if you followed along, you know my extreme. I'm not gonna say like. I don't have an extreme like for Secret Lair, but I do find a lot of them to be interesting. I have bought every single Secret Lair since they came out, and some of those have really paid off. Some of them I'm still sitting on. They're in the back there. You can't see them; they're off camera right now, but there are a ton of them. And let's look at this one. I mean, this is, whew, baby. It looks good. I'm gonna say that. I looked at this last night right before I went to bed, and yeah, jumping right into it. So, of course, Earth's Mightiest Emblem, the freaking Arcane Signet. I mean, it is what it is. It's a beautiful commander card. Art looks good. I like the old classic comic style. Me personally, I was never huge into Marvel. I grew up off of Japanese anime, manga, Korean manhwa. I was just always a light novel type person. So, but my wife, she was huge into Marvel, and that kind of introduced me to Marvel in my later years. And obviously, Marvel's been huge in the past few years as far as one of the biggest franchises in the Hollywood scene. So, yeah, Avengers, man, is making a lot of money, and I can't knock them on this product. So, first one up, we got Secret Lair, Marvel's Black Panther. Black Panther Wakandan King for green and white. So he's a 2-drop 2/2. This is crazy. He's got first strike. This is going to be a great commander. I'm just going to throw that out there. Whenever he or another creature you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target land you control. And then you can move all of your +1 counters from target land you control onto target creature. If one or more +1 counters are moved this way, you gain that much life and draw a card. Holy cow. I mean, this is like a mini Ozolith kind of function, so you can move some +1/+1 counters around. If you're playing land creatures, this is going to be really cool because, I mean, you can just move those around as you see fit. If you're going to lose one of those land creatures, there are a lot of ways you can go to this deck. It's going to be really cool. I like it. First strike, I mean, come on. He's going to be a dope commander. +1/+1 counters, target lands. There's just so much going on. Secure the Waste. Create X 1/1 white warrior creature tokens. I mean, making little 1/1 weenie dudes, absolutely awesome. Plus, with that last card, he has life gain and he's a draw engine. If you guys watch any of my recent commander videos, anything that's going to give me card advantage, I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. If I can find a way to get more cards in my hand and play more turns than every other player at the table, that is a win to me. So Secure the Waste, nice little card to go with this. I mean, even if you just drop in 3 guys for 4, you're going to get a few of those opportunities to get that card draw, and you can move around some 1/1s. Best Blessing, Primal Vigor. If one or more tokens would be created, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. If one or more +1s would would be put on a creature, twice that many +1s are put on that creature instead. I mean, Primal Vigor, classic card right there. Nice reprint. Love the art. What more do you want me to say? Anytime we can make more of anything, it's value. Warrior tokens, pretty cool there. Honestly, it's a token. I don't get the fascination that people have, even as I'm sorting through my massive collection right now, and I'm just going back looking at sets and just trying to get a little bit of pricing to refresh myself and see where cards are at. It blows me away sometimes to see tokens are $5, $10, $15 and they're more than what some of the rares in the set are. Absolutely crazy. It blows me away. And then if you start looking at a lot of those player tokens, like the Southeast Asia ones, the promos, I mean, I'm not paying. Me personally, I'm not paying $50 to $100 for a freaking token. As beautiful as they look, because let me tell you, some of them are absolutely gorgeous. Moving on though, we've got Karn's Bastion. Proliferate, such a fun mechanic, especially if you're playing a deck that's going to just be creating tokens and then stacking counters. That's an awesome flavor. I think the flavor of this set of 6 cards is actually really well done, nice thought out, good reprints. Value wise, I mean, Black Panther's a brand new card with a really cool mechanic combo going on there, and then some of these cards going along with it are absolutely, like, the flavor was really well done, nicely engineered. Heroic Intervention, this art is absolutely dope. I feel like I'm watching an actual, like, I feel like this was pulled straight from a scene from the Marvel movies. Really well done, really cool. Love the flavor on it. Permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. If you're not familiar with Heroic Intervention, I don't know where you've been all your life, and if you've ever played a game of Commander, because I feel like this card is just, it's so key right now. Hexproof, indestructible, great card. Value wise, I mean, this thing's what, probably $20, somewhere around there. It should have come down a bit. I won't go look it up, but it's been reprinted a few times now. That's how popular it is. So non-foil is going to run you $40. Rainbow foil is going to run you $50. If you purchase non-foil and rainbow foil, I mean, you're practically at the free shipping. So $99, they're going to do free shipping. And then also if you spend $200, which if you get the whole super drop, I imagine you're probably going to end up with a Arcane Signet. Scrolling down. All right, this one actually is probably my favorite. Captain America First Avenger. His abilities are, whoever thought this up did an absolutely phenomenal job. I gotta give it to them. So he has throw. First of all, his colors, red, white, blue. When I saw that, I was just like, gosh, dang, someone deserves a bonus. So Captain America's red, white, blue. He can unattach his shield, and he can throw it. So you're going to unattach an equipment from Captain America. He deals damage equal to that equipment mana value, divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. So, I mean, that right there, again, the more times you can get value. So let's look at this as if it's a card or it's a spell. If you can keep doing this, that card now becomes 1, 2, 3, 4 options throughout the game. That's absolutely phenomenal. I love the ability to replay certain things like that. It's direct damage, so you can clear up creatures. You can target. It does say target, so you can do players. And there are some hefty equipments out there that you are going to be able to cheat. So, catch. At the beginning of combat on your turn, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to Captain America. Holy cow. So we're basically going to get some big 10 drop, 12 drop equipments and cheat them onto the battlefield, and then we're just going to whack people for 10 and 12 damage. I mean, that's absolutely insane. That is a really fun commander card. It's the only downside, I think, though, to very specific cards like this is that once you've played it, it's going to be played the same exact way. So you're not going to see a whole lot of variation in the decks, whereas if you have things that aren't as specific, they offer the opportunity to play it a variety of ways, whereas people are only going to play Captain America one way. If they don't, I mean, if you don't play it one way, that's totally fine. It's probably not going to do as well or be as good as it could be. But once you do go that direction, I mean, I do feel like everybody's just going to go for those big cheat equipments onto the battlefield, unattach them, reattach them, whack with the commander. It makes the most sense. Alright, Sigarda's Aid. I mean, straightforward. You can cast aura and equipment spells as though they have flash. Great card. It's a 1-drop. And then when an equipment you control enters, you can attach it to target creature you control. So you don't have to pay that equipment cost. Flawless Maneuver. Another card that everybody should be familiar with. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn, especially if you're playing commander, guys. If you control a commander, you may cast a spell without paying its cost. Freaking broken. Alright, in the trenches. Creatures you control get +1/+1. You can pay 5 and 1 to exile target non-land permanent you don't control until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery and only once. Meh, it's okay. How often are you really going to use that? 6-drop plus... you only get to use it once, and more than likely if you use it on something that really makes sense or you need to get off the field, they're going to really try and get rid of it. It's only a +1/+1 onto your creatures, unless you're playing a super heavy token deck. I mean, I think they just added this in for flavor, the fact that it says in the trenches, and you know, Captain America was the whole storyline for him was serving on the front lines. That's pretty much, I think, I think that's why that card was added. Otherwise, it doesn't really match up. Shield of War and Peace, aka Sword of War and Peace. This was, I mean, great reprint right here. Tons of value. A quick creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from red and white. That's the only thing I disagree with. I feel like if you have red, white, and blue, we probably should have gone with a one of the swords that gives the other colors. So I guess you would be black and green. That's my only piece there. Other than that, War and Peace, I think that's why they chose this equipment. It definitely has a lot of theme and flavor to go with Captain America. But otherwise, you're going to deal combat damage to a player. Equipment deals damage to that player equal to the number of cards in their hand, and you gain 1 life for each card in your hand. So just a little bit of direct damage, +2, and then you get pro, red, and white. $39.99, $49.99. They're all going to be like that. So, starting off with Iron Man, Titan of Innovation. Flying haste, whenever Iron Man attacks, create a treasure token, then you may sacrifice a non-creature artifact. If you do, search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal to 1+ the sacrifice artifact's mana value, put it onto the battlefield tap, and then shuffle. So. I feel like 3, a blue and a red is a little heavy. I feel like it probably should have been a 4-drop. It does have flying, it does have haste. The mechanic it's okay. It's pretty much, it's going to be very combo-y, honestly. You're going to be looking to upgrade your artifacts, and then if you have the opportunity, you're really just going to go for artifacts that can in the game, and you're going to try and also recur from your graveyard, would be my opinion. I would try and sack things off, put them into the graveyard, and then bring them back, and then also get that free artifact from my deck. Galvanic Blast deals 2 damage to any target, and then it deals 4 damage instead if you control 3 or more artifacts. Pretty okay, 1-drop. I mean, there's just a lot of better removal spells in Commander. It's only going to do 4 damage, but hey, still a cool card to have. I know it sees play in other formats. I imagine that these aren't built just for Commander, but me being primarily a Commander card, that's where I kind of look. Commander's Plate. A quick creature gets +3/+3, has protection from each color that's not in your commander's color identity. Oh, jeez. That actually might have gone... We just switched War and Peace with this one. That would have been great. And then a quick creature commander for 3, or you can equip 5. It does have a pretty hefty cost if you're not playing it onto your commander. But Commander's Plate is pretty good considering it is going to give you that +3/+3, and it's going to give you from Pro. So if you're playing mono, this is absolutely great because you're going to get Pro 4 colors. Sol Ring, this actually is a amazing Sol Ring. So these 2 cards right here are probably the best cards in my opinion for this. That Sol Ring just looks absolutely gorgeous. It is so flavorful. The fact that they did it with his power supply has that circular symbology there. I thought that was a great choice. Inventor's Fair, another great choice considering Iron Man at the beginning. And Inventor's Fair is a great artifact land. So at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 3 or more artifacts, you gain 1 life. You can add a colorless, aka a waste, and you can pay 4, tap, sacrifice Inventor's Fair, search your library for an artifact card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle, and then activate it only if you control 3 or more artifacts. I mean, go search for your combo piece. Great card. I love playing. I used to play Mono Red Duretti, and this was very useful in there. All right, Marvel Storm. So we are playing. This one's actually really good because I immediately thought of Omnath. I just like Omnath, and then who's the other one? Oh man, Animar. Oh my gosh, Animar and Omnath. This is right here. So flying, vigilance. Whenever Storm deals combat damage to a player, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn has Storm. If you can just bounce creatures infinitely and then storm one card. Oh man, that's such a great idea. Perfect colors: green, blue, red. You got flying, vigilance. She's a 3/4. I mean, Storm is such a fun concept. I absolutely love playing it. There's only a handful of decks that will Storm for me, but Lightning Bolt, damage 3 target, 1-drop. I mean, put as many 1 and 2 drops as you can into a deck like that, and try and get as much draw just so you can go off. Choose one if you control. So Jeska's Will. This card has seen a lot of play recently. Choose one if you would control a commander as you cast a spell. You may choose both instead. I think pricing on this too is pretty good. It's like $15-$20 card last I looked. Has been a minute, but add 1 red for each card in target opponent's hand, and then exile the top 3 cards of your library you may play this turn. Freaking great card for 3. You should be able to basically get this for free. So if you have your commander out, pick a player who's got more than 3 cards. You're playing this for free. You're going to get that mana back in red anyways, and then you're going to get to basically go look at the top 3 cards of your library for free. Ice Storm. So rude. So rude. 2 and a 1 green. You're going to destroy target land. Can you imagine storming this? That's just, I mean, you could potentially just land wipe the entire field. It would be rude of me to say that this makes me this makes me want to do it, honestly. So the mechanic on Storm really, really, really makes me want. Oh man, really makes me want to do Ice Storm deck. It just sounds so evil. And I never thought I would say that playing in those colors. Aurora Borealis. That's a mouthful. Alright, so we've got Metamorphosis. Add 2 mana in any combinations of colors. Draw a card. So you're going to get free colors, and you're going to get free mana, and you're going to draw. Again, I mean, this is a great card, especially if you're considering that the deck's trying to storm. Anything that's cheap, free, and is going to let you draw, absolutely. Great flavor. I think a really good choice of cards here. I mean, you're talking about free casting right here, free casting right here. This is just straight up evil for the Ice Storm, and then you have your Lightning Bolt. Oh, I forgot my cursor is not being shown right now. So your Jeska's Will, your Metamorphosis, and those are going to be for free. And then you have your Ice Storm is, I mean, just pure evil. I like that one though. I think the Wolverine one is the last one revealed, and I think that should be it for the super drop. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're looking at, oh gosh, 250. You're looking at just under $500. But you are going to get 2 of those Arcane Signets if you buy the actual bundle, and they'll probably discount like what, $50. So probably gonna be around $450. Free shipping, 2 Arcane Signets, and those Arcane Signets are probably gonna be $25 to $50 a piece. Not bad of a buy, honestly, so far. So looking at Wolverine, best there is. We just made a green-red deck, and then we also did a green-red-white in Commander that we reviewed on the channel this past week. So it's kind of funny that this Wolverine deck shows up, or these Wolverine cards show up. Absolutely love it. Oh, and there's the Ozolith that we were talking about earlier. So whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, you can move those counters onto Adamantium Bonding Tank, aka the Ozolith. And then at the beginning of combat on your turn, if Adamantium Bonding Tank has counters on it, you may move all those counters from it onto target creature. So Rhythm of the Wild, another great card. Creature spells you control can't be countered, and then non-creatures you control have riot. If you're not familiar with the riot mechanic, you can either put a +1/+1 counter, I believe it's the +1/+1. You can either give it haste or put a +1, and it might be trample. I gotta think about that. I'm 90% sure it's that +1, but you get to choose between that and haste. The very nice part though is that your creature spells can't be countered. So if you're playing a creature heavy deck like Red Greenwood, and you're very aggro, you just don't want to get countered. And the fact that you can give everything haste is really nice. So Wolverine, best there is. Holy cow, is he a really freaking stacked commander? Yeah. For 3, so he's 1, a red, and a green, so you could get this off turn 2. You're going to double all the damage that he would deal. So you're essentially giving him double strike. I mean, you're just not going to hit twice, so you don't get those if you have anything that's going to interact with that mechanic of dealing combat damage. You're only going to get it once, but still, doubling his damage. He's going to deal 4 damage right out the gate. And then at the beginning of each end step, if he dealt damage to another creature this turn, you're going to put +1/+1 counters on him. So there are a few ways you can go with this deck. I mean, honestly, you could just kind of do it the same way that I built Minsc and Boo the other day, and just try and haste up, throw tokens out and +1s, and really make Wolverine super huge. If you're expecting to play people who are playing a lot of creatures, you could create a fight deck, which is actually sounds really fun because you're just going to fight everything on the battlefield, and every time you fight something, you're going to get some +1 counters, and then you're going to clear the board, and then you're just going to whack people. The other really broken part here is Wolverine can regenerate for 2. So if you make him fight something and he dies, I mean, wild. Absolutely wild. Even if he goes up against Death Touch, you can just bring him right back. So as long as you have the 2 mana, you're not really ever going to have to worry about paying that 3 plus the 2 to bring him back onto the field from your command zone. Kind of busted, honestly. That's going to be a fun commander. I definitely expect to see a lot of people playing that. Berserk, cast a spell only before the combat damage step. You're going to give trample plus X+0, where X is the power. So if you have an 8/8, you're going to give it +8 more. I mean, you're just going to make it bigger and bigger. And then at the beginning of the next end step, destroy that creature if it attacked this turn. I mean, Wolverine doesn't really care. You're just going to regenerate him. Rite of Passage. Enchantment. It's a 3-drop. It's a pretty nice enchantment for 3-drop because whenever a creature you control is dealt damage, you're going to put a +1/+1 counter on it. Like I said, guys, I think this deck's going to go towards the fight. We're going to make a fight build, and all we're going to do is make Wolverine fight everything, and then we're going to swing for commander damage when there's no creatures on the battlefield. Now that's going to be fun. So, 39 and 49. How do I feel about this commander series? So, very few times do I actually buy more than one commander. Sorry, not commander. The secret layers. I'm actually going to buy 2 full sets of this secret layer. And the only reason I'm doing that is one's going to be a gift. But I actually do think that this is going to be one that's absolutely, it's going to go up in price. I mean, there's no reason not to. There's some awesome new cards in here. Great flavor. There's great reprint value. I mean, Heroic Intervention is absolutely amazing. Super good card right there. Sword of War and Peace, Sigarda's Aid, Flawless Maneuver. I mean, Commander's Plate. You have some really, really good reprints in here. Honestly, Iron Man's probably the weakest of them all, although they did throw in a Soul Ring, and promo Soul Rings do typically hold some decent value. Inventor's Fair, good one. That actually might be like $15-$20. It's actually been a while since I've looked at Inventor's Fair. I think that's all the way back from Kaladesh era, Aether Revolt, something like that. I mean, Jessica's Will, again, another $15 card right there, $15-$20 depending on the version. And I am actually not sure on Metamorphosis. I mean, Ice Storm, pretty dope card, 3-drop for your promo. Lightning Bolts, I think at this point are a little bit overdone. They have so many versions now. it's going to be like a $1 to $3 card, but still a card that people are going to play with. The Ozolith, again, this one's sitting, I think, at like $20. Rhythm of the Wild's a $1 to $3 card. Rite of Passage, pretty good for the Wolverine deck. I'm not sure value-wise, probably a few bucks, but Berserk's a really cool card. Overall, I mean, this is a really cool product. I think it's going to do very well, and my recommendation is, if you like Marvel, buy it. Absolutely. So, guys, that's it for me today. Hope you enjoy the content. I mean, I think Secret Lair is going to be here to stay for quite a while. Whether you like them or not, I was kind of like, I feel like this is going to make some people's nerves tingle a little bit, because I know everybody's pretty split on Secret Lair. Do they really like it? Do they hate it? It's a pretty even divide. Me personally, I mean, I buy all of them. That's all I gotta say. So if you like it, buy it. If you don't, take a skip on it. But I got a feeling this one's gonna do really well. So hope you guys enjoyed the different content today and the first look at these cards. If you haven't seen this yet, you can just go search Secret Lair Marvel Super Drop, read through the article, check out the cards, save the date. I think it's next month. It's gonna go live on, like, oh, where was it? It's like the 14th of next month or something like that. It's not that far away. It's like 20 days or something like that. November 4th. There we go. So November 4th, and I think that's 9 p.m. Pacific. So, or 9 a.m. Pacific. Anyways, enjoy your day, guys. Till next time, Mr. T.